Presence isn't charisma, it's perception control. If people underestimate you, this explains why. You're competent, you know your stuff, you deliver results. But somehow people don't see it. They talk over you in meetings, they question your expertise, they treat you like you're junior when you're not. Meanwhile, someone less qualified commands instant respect. They walk into a room and people pay attention, they speak and people lean in. They're not smarter than you, they're not more experienced, but they have something you don't. Presence. And presence isn't some mysterious quality you're either born with or not. It's a structured system of signals that shapes how people perceive you. I'm Mr. It, and this is the Standard Project. And in the next 18 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what those signals are and how to use them. Follow me. You think presence is personality, but it's actually structure. This is the fundamental misunderstanding. When you see someone with powerful presence, you think, they're naturally charismatic, they're extroverted, they have a big personality. Wrong. Research from the Center for Talent Innovation analyzed what creates executive presence. They found it's not about personality traits, it's about behavioral patterns. Specifically, how you move, how you speak, how predictable you are. These are learnable skills, not personality traits. You don't need to be extroverted. You don't need to be charming. You don't need to be the life of the party. You need structure. Charisma, energetic and engaging, makes people feel good. Entertaining and likable, works in social settings. This is great for making friends, not great for commanding respect. Presence, calm and controlled, makes people feel certainty, commanding and credible, works in professional settings. This is what gets you taken seriously in high-stakes situations. Charismatic leaders inspire enthusiasm. Present leaders inspire confidence. You want to be the person people feel confident following, not the person they enjoy being around, but don't respect. Amy Cuddy's research at Harvard shows that presence is built on two foundations, warmth and competence. But competence comes first. When people don't trust your competence, warmth doesn't matter. When people trust your competence, warmth amplifies it. Presence signals competence. Charisma signals warmth. You need both eventually. But if you only develop one, develop presence. Because presence makes people take you seriously. And being taken seriously is the foundation for everything else. Professional presence is built on 3 pillars. 1. Stillness. 2. Clarity. 3. Predictability. These 3 elements create the perception of competence and control. Let me break down each one. Pillar 1. Stillness. Stop fidgeting, rushing, and over-gesturing. This is the fastest way to increase your presence, because stillness signals confidence. Research from UC Berkeley shows that people associate stillness with power and authority. Why? Because anxious people move constantly. Confident people are still. Your body broadcasts your internal state. When you fidget, you signal, I'm nervous, I'm uncertain, I'm uncomfortable. When you're still, you signal, I'm calm, I'm in control, I'm secure. Behaviors that destroy stillness, touching your face or hair, playing with objects, pen, phone, jewelry, shifting weight side to side, excessive hand gestures, pacing while talking, adjusting clothing constantly. Each of these signals nervous energy, and nervous energy destroys presence. Watch someone with strong presence. They don't fidget. They don't pace. They don't touch their face. Every movement has intention. When they move their hands, it's deliberate. When they stand still. When they sit still. Unnecessary movement equals wasted energy equals nervous energy. Princeton research on motor control shows that people with higher status display fewer unnecessary movements. This isn't because they're naturally calmer. It's because they've learned to control their physical expression. The stillness practice. Week 1. Awareness. Notice every time you fidget, touch your face, or make unnecessary movements. Don't try to stop yet. Just notice. Week 2 to 3. Reduction. Actively reduce unnecessary movements by 50%. When you catch yourself fidgeting, stop. Week 4. Plus, stillness becomes natural. Your default state is now still and composed. This takes practice. Your instinct will resist it, but stillness is learnable. Pillar 2. Clarity. Say what you mean directly. No hedging, no rambling, no seeking approval. Clarity is a presence multiplier. When you speak clearly, people perceive you as competent. When you ramble, people perceive you as uncertain. Stanford research shows that linguistic certainty dramatically increases perceived credibility. Certain language. This will work. Here's why. Uncertain language. I think this might work. Maybe. What do you think? Same information. Completely different impact. Phrases that kill presence. I think maybe. Just state it. Sort of / kind of. Commit or don't speak. Does that make sense? Trust your clarity. I'm not sure, but then don't say it. Probably / possibly. State what you know. These hedges signal, I'm not confident in what I'm saying. Please validate me. Clear communication structure. 1. State your position. 2. Provide one supporting reason. 3. Stop talking. Example. We should delay the launch. The product isn't ready. Done. 2 sentences. Crystal clear. Unclear. So I've been thinking about the launch date, and I'm not totally sure, but it kind of seems like maybe we should consider possibly pushing it back a bit, because there are some concerns I have about whether the product is really ready, though I could be wrong. What does everyone else think? Clear. We should delay the launch 2 weeks. The product needs more testing. The first version uses 51 words and signals uncertainty. The second version uses 13 words and signals certainty. Clarity creates presence. Ambiguity destroys it. Pillar 3. Predictability. People trust what they can predict. This is the most underrated component of presence. When your behavior is predictable, people feel safe around you. When your behavior is erratic, people feel uncertain. Dr. Paul Zach's research on trust shows that predictability is one of the strongest trust-building factors. Why? Because the brain is a prediction machine. When someone's behavior is predictable, your brain relaxes. When someone's behavior is unpredictable, your brain stays on high alert. Unpredictable people create anxiety. Predictable people create confidence. Unpredictable leader. Monday, enthusiastic about new initiative. Wednesday, completely changed direction. Friday, angry about lack of progress on original plan. Team's response. Anxiety, confusion, distrust. Predictable leader, always clear priorities, consistent standards, steady temperament. Team's response, confidence, clarity, trust. What predictability looks like. 1. Consistent decision-making. You use the same criteria to make decisions every time. People can predict how you'll respond to situations. 2. Consistent emotional tone. You don't swing between moods, your temperament is stable. 3. Consistent standards. What's important today is important tomorrow. Your expectations don't change based on your mood. 4. Consistent communication style. You say what you mean the same way every time. No mixed messages. First interaction, people are cautious. 5th interaction, people start to predict your patterns. 20th interaction, people trust you completely. Because you're predictable. And predictability creates psychological safety. When people feel safe, they grant you authority. Now, let me give you the exact tactics to build powerful presence. Why stillness signals power. Anxious people move constantly. Confident people are economical with movement. This is the most visible difference between someone with presence and someone without. MIT Media Lab research analyzed thousands of hours of executive communication. They found that high-status individuals move 40% less than low-status individuals, but their movements have 3 times more impact, because every movement is intentional. The stillness principle: reduce movement by 50%, increase intentionality by 200%. How to practice stillness. Exercise 1, the 2-minute stand. Stand completely still for 2 minutes. No fidgeting, no adjusting, no unnecessary movement. Your instinct will scream to move. Resist it. This trains stillness as your default. Exercise 2. Intentional gestures only. When you speak, Only move your hands if the gesture adds meaning. No nervous gestures, no filling space with movement. If the gesture doesn't clarify what you're saying, don't make it. Exercise 3. Anchor yourself. When standing, plant both feet firmly. When sitting, sit back fully in the chair. Physical anchoring creates mental anchoring, the transformation. Before stillness training, constant small movements, shifting weight, touching face/hair. Perceived as nervous. After stillness training, minimal unnecessary movement, grounded and stable. Hands still unless gesturing, perceived as powerful. Stillness creates a gravitational effect. People pay attention because you're not demanding it. How predictability builds trust. Consistency creates credibility. People don't trust you because of one great interaction. They trust you because you're the same person every time. Dr. Cialdini's research shows that consistency is one of the most powerful influence principles. When you're consistent, people can predict your behavior. Predictions create comfort. Comfort creates trust. Trust creates authority. The consistency areas. 1. Response time. If you say you'll respond within 24 hours, always do. People learn when they say something, they do it. 2. Decision criteria. Use the same logic to make decisions. Don't say yes to one person and no to another for the same request. People learn they're fair and predictable. 3. Emotional tone. Don't be enthusiastic one day and cold the next. Maintain a steady, professional temperament. People learn they're stable and reliable. 4. Standards. What matters today matters tomorrow. Don't enforce rules sometimes and ignore them other times. People learn their standards are real. Week 1, people observe your behavior. Week 2 to 3, people start to see patterns. Week 4 to 8, people begin predicting your responses. Week 12 plus, people trust you completely. This doesn't happen through one impressive moment. It happens through consistent behavior over time. Predictability is boring, but boring builds trust, and trust builds presence. One behavior that kills presence instantly: seeking approval. This single behavior destroys presence faster than anything else. When you seek approval, you signal, I don't trust my own judgment. I need external validation. And people unconsciously respond, if they don't trust themselves, why should I? Phrases that seek approval. Is that okay? Does that make sense? What do you think? After making a statement. Is everyone good with that? Right? Tagged at the end. Every time you use these phrases, you're asking permission to be taken seriously. Seeking approval. I think we should move the deadline to Friday. Is that okay with everyone? Does that make sense? What do you think? Self-assured. We're moving the deadline to Friday. Notice, the second version doesn't ask for permission. It states reality. The fix. Remove approval-seeking language entirely. Instead of, does that make sense? Say, nothing, trust your clarity. Instead of, is that okay? Say, this is what we're doing. Instead of, what do you think? Say, here's my position. Then be quiet. When you stop seeking approval, your presence increases immediately. People take your statements seriously. Your authority becomes self-evident. You don't need validation. You have conviction. Presence comes from internal certainty, not external validation. Let me leave you with this. Presence is what people feel when you stop trying to impress them. That's the paradox of presence. The harder you try to create it, the more it disappears. The less you try, the stronger it becomes. People without presence are performing, trying to seem confident, trying to appear knowledgeable, trying to make people like them, trying to prove they belong. All that effort shows, and it destroys credibility. People with presence aren't trying. They're still, they're clear, they're predictable, they're themselves, and that creates magnetic authority. Harvard research shows that perceived authenticity dramatically increases influence. When people sense you're performing, they distrust you. When people sense you're authentic, they trust you. But authenticity doesn't mean be unfiltered. It means stop performing. You can be structured and authentic simultaneously. Stillness is authentic. Not fidgeting, Clarity is authentic, not hedging. Predictability is authentic, not changing based on who's watching. The shift from "how do I make them think I'm competent" to "I am competent, they'll see it or they won't." That internal shift changes everything. You stop performing competence, you start embodying it. And when you embody it, people feel it. Now you understand the presence triad: stillness, clarity, predictability. These three elements create the internal foundation of presence. When you master them, people feel your presence before you speak. But there's a physical layer we haven't covered yet, because presence isn't just about being still and clear. It's about how you physically occupy space. Your body language either reinforces or undermines your presence. You can have perfect stillness, clarity, and predictability. But if your posture signals submission, you lose half the impact. If your eye contact signals insecurity, people won't fully trust you. If you make yourself physically small, you diminish your authority. Physical signals that destroy presence: slouched posture signals low energy. Darting eye contact signals insecurity. Making yourself small signals submission. Fast, jerky movements signals nervousness. Crossing arms defensively signals insecurity. These signals broadcast constantly, and they override your words. You can say all the right things, you can be still, clear, and predictable. But if your body language contradicts it, people believe the body language. Because verbal communication is conscious, body language is subconscious. And subconscious signals are harder to fake, so people trust them more. If you want body language that reinforces this presence, watch the next video. Because I'm going to break down the exact body language patterns that instantly raise your status. How to stand so people perceive you as powerful. How to move so every gesture commands attention. How to make eye contact that creates respect without intimidation. How to occupy space so you're impossible to overlook. The presence triad gives you internal presence. Body language gives you external presence. Together, they make you the person everyone in the room notices and respects. Watch the next video now. One standard. Greatness. One project. You.